something went wrong and said couldn't record the video. Hey, it might have been because that was on Bluetooth. I don't know. But anyway, boy, back. The person right there in a smooth hurry. Pray to make their destination safely in the name of Jesus. Today Tuesday, so we're gonna do a recap on the one thing, man. But you know, I woke up this morning and gosh, man, I'm telling you, these last couple of days, man, I've been so tired. And I guess I'm working those working muscles. I need to kind of make an adjustment. It's like it's feels right, but I just feel so tired. I don't know what it is. Maybe I ain't getting no sleep. I have been going to bed pretty late. You know, going to bed at 12 every night, waking up at 6 every day, and sometimes at 5. So I know it can be kind of taxing on you. But I was just looking out. I hadn't been really working my plan. I hadn't been looking at my plan. I got to go back and revisit my 411, and I probably got to make a 411 for the year. You know, got to make a 411 for the year. You know what I'm saying? For my home. That's what I hadn't did. I hadn't sat down and made that. This tax season, of course, you know, when you owe a bunch of money, then they're going to be looking at you. And you're going to be thinking about that, which I am thinking about that. But let's get to this recap. And that's what this whole recap is about. That's what the whole one thing was about yesterday. That really resonated with me because I felt that I was, you know, back to spinning my wheels, back to wrestling. And, you know, just not really making enough progress, the progress that I had envisioned for myself, right? Just like yesterday, I went in, and just like today, I normally time block that morning off, but I already know I have 2 morning appointments. Because I hadn't been waking up early enough, because I hadn't been going to sleep. Same thing that my daughter was talking about. I was talking to my daughter because she was saying that she wants to wake up earlier, but we go to sleep too late. And we got somebody else, you know, like my wife. She likes to stay up late. She goes to sleep too early, then she'll wake up and can't go back to sleep. So, but if she retired, right, don't matter. You stay up all night if you want to, right? Yeah. So that's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. We need to get back on track. Really set up a good plan for the family. That's what I hadn't done yet. So I'm gonna go back and revisit my 411 today for my work, because I know that's one of the top dominoes. If I can get that smoothed out. And I recognize I hadn't been doing my best at work in certain areas. I've been letting a lot of things slack, and then once you not do your best, you let some things slack, then you start taking things personally. Then you start making assumptions. Then you start taking things personally. That's what's happening. A couple of deals I got lingering out there. You know, we was talking about converting deals and stuff like that. But here's the deal. Recap from yesterday. It was just planning ahead and putting your big rocks in first. He said on your calendar. Plan your vacation time, your time off. He said go ahead and plan that, put that in for next month. It can't be budged. Then if somebody said, hey, look, I need to come in and do that time, can you come in and work? He said, but once he planned that with his wife, he actually sat down with his wife, and they came up and said, hey, when will all of us be off? Kids, each one of them, what day could we pick? And then they sat down and they picked a day. That was a vacation day. And he said he does that like every month. He pick a day out once a month, and the family goes out and do something to strengthen the family. That's what he said he does every single month. So that was the first thing. Second thing he said do was plan. He said plan your vacation, your time off. Then he said plan. One of them was plan your planning time. His was on Friday at like 9 o'clock. He does 2 hours, so my planning time is on Sundays. He said even if it's only going to be for 15 minutes, then you need to go ahead and plan it for 15 minutes and let it not be budged. You know, then you got to plan your, you got to block off, you know, time at work as well too, to do your one thing. And that's your one thing planning time is the time blocking. It's always the toughest thing. And some people want to come into your time block. You need to be able to look at your calendar and have that courage. Say, hey, look, I got booked that day. Can we pick another day? You know, sometimes if it's with your boss, you know, unless he said, hey, it absolutely has to be done, then if you erase it, you must replace it immediately with another date. And that's where I am right now. I think I've come to the realization, and my boss man built the company off of this. You got to take care of your current customers. Sometimes we neglect those that we with all the time and take them for granted, just like family. And we seek to please the new customer because the brain always looking for something new, low hanging fruit. We hear the stories about it, you know. So how can you divide that out? I don't want to jeopardize my 60% client for a 10 or 20% client. That's normally what it kind of equates to. Because I got a 60% chance of closing this client that I have. But then, you know, that ringing phone, you know, you're sitting there and then a client walks in the door. That's a 10%, 10 or 20%. Or a client calls in on the telephone. That's a 10%. And you want to grab those. I want to grab those, right? I'm like, gosh, I want to let that get away. Because when they come in, they're going over metrics. Say, oh man, you know, you hadn't called any phone ups, any leads. You haven't caught any lot ups. You missing the boat. So and so just sold. And you can remember the time, yeah. So and so just snagged $1,000 off of it. You be like, oh man, I gotta go and get that right. I gotta trust that I'm connected to all that belongs to me. I'm connected to by an invisible cord, so it's gonna come to me, and I'm gonna feel that. I gotta feel that. I think that's true. If I'm doing good and doing great, it'll put me in the groove, and I still bump into those clients that I need to bump into. Like yesterday, bumped into a client. A young lady just walked up to me. Hey, could you do this? Pull this around. I said, what? I said, you can't do it. And you know, that's what I said. I said, was still something wrong or something? No, I just don't want to. I don't feel comfortable. You know, pulling the car around. So I say, no problem. I go out, get ready to do the good thing. Then I bumped into a client. I believe it was for me. And that's what I think that's what it's about. I just gotta have that courage to lock yourself away and then work on that one thing. And that's what I got away from. Purifying my file, building a relationship with my owners, and then using the tools that I have at hand. Those three things. And then the 10%. Then once I've gotten those things done, he was saying that area, you have 3 tasks. He said once I've accomplished the first task, if I've accomplished it, do I have the right to start on the other one? Then he said at the end of every week in that planning phase, you have to have an accountability of what you've done for the week. I let my brain trick me out and saying that, you know, tracking is boring, it's unnecessary, it's not exciting because I don't have a relationship with that and I hadn't been tracking. It seems like it's not enough time to track. But I think if I can cut out those 10%ers, then I think that I'll be able to have more time for tracking. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm working on that quadrant 2 instead of quadrant 1 and quadrant 3 working. The have been calculating. I said yesterday I was going to do after every hour or so when I could catch a break, I was going to do a recap and say, hey, look, how did I use that hour? You know, once I come in between things, I was going to ask, how did I use that particular hour? How much of that time was useful and how much did I waste? Well, that's the recap from the one thing. I hope you guys go ahead and listen to it. Definitely help me out. Peace out.